Hello, Lowell here with GamerGuides.com, and I have a behemoth of a video guide for you. Every new Gakko location in Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, along with the locations of the Kerotan from the original release thrown in for good measure. If you're looking for a specific Gakko or Kerotan, skip down to the description below for a timestamp of every location in the game. Otherwise, you might want to follow along with this video as there are several points of no return when hunting for these Metal Gear Labubus. We'll note each cutoff in this video. As a general rule though, don't move on to the next map until you've found the Gakko and Kerotan in each location, and save often in case you miss any. I also apologize in advance for butchering the pronunciation of the very Russian location names. Let's get started. In Dremuchij South, the Gakko and Kerotan are chilling together up on this hill here on the eastern side of the map. In Dremuchij Swampland, you'll find the Gakko right on the small island in the middle of the swamp. The cheeky Kerotan is on the eastern side of the exit passage from the area. In Dremuchij North, head straight from the entrance to find the Gakko behind a tree. The Kerotan is on a stump in the northeastern part of the area. In Dolinovodno, you'll find the Gakko across the bridge up on the cliffs on the eastern side. The Kerotan is chilling on a post at the entrance to the bridge. In Rassvet, do not go through this door until you find all the collectibles in this area and the previous 4, as this is the point of no return. You'll find the Gakko on a shelf in the northernmost room. Look for the Kerotan beyond the hole in this wall, north of the entrance to Rassvet. In Dremuchij East, you'll find the Gakko nestled beneath some logs on the western edge. Likewise, the Kerotan is hidden within some tree stumps right beside it. Make sure to grab these before dropping down the cliff face here into Dremuchij North. You can't backtrack for them later. The next 5 locations you cannot collect the Gakko or Kerotan in, as you won't have weapons unless you're playing on the easiest difficulty, though you can throw grenades at them if you really want. I recommend progressing the story until you meet Eva in Rassvet. She'll gift you some weapons and you can backtrack from there. On your second trip to Rassvet after getting your weapons, you'll find the Gakko atop the building on the eastern side. The Kerotan is beneath the stairs on the western side. On your second trip to Dolinovodno, the Gakko and Kerotan await on the north side of the bridge, right beside each other on the eastern side. On your second trip to Dremuchij North, the Gakko nests atop a dead tree right where the drone you rode on crash landed. Just to the north, you'll find the Kerotan atop some rocks, where the path splits to the north and the east. Back in the crocodile-infested Dremuchij Swampland, you'll come upon the Gakko on a log on the eastern side of the zone. On the other hand, you'll find the Kerotan to the northwest behind some trees. Back where it all began in Dremuchij South, look for the Gakko southwest of the gorgeous view. Jump over the log in the western part of the map to find the Kerotan up above. Now you can head back to Rassvet and continue onward into new areas. In the crocodile-filled Chyornyj Prud, both the Gakko and Kerotan are found near each other in a little alcove between the 2 exits. The Gakko is on a tree while the Kerotan is underwater. In Bolshaya Pass South, look for the Gakko on the branch of the climbable tree near the large electrical fence. You'll find the Kerotan hidden between some trees by the next electrical fence. At Bolshaya Pass base, the Gakko is hidden atop a small building in the northeastern corner of the map, and you'll find the Kerotan hiding beneath a chair in the central building. Believe it or not, you can find a Gakko during the Ocelot fight in Bolshaya Pass Crevice on the western end of Ocelot's side of the arena. The Kerotan is back towards the entrance on the eastern side of the arena. You'll find the Gakko in Chyornyj Peschera cave branch after crawling through the central tunnel in the first chamber you enter. To get the Kerotan, you'll have to take the left-hand passage and follow it all the way around to where you pick up the night vision goggles. After defeating the pain in Chyornyj Peschera cave, look up to find both the Kerotan and Gakko looking down from 2 different holes in the ceiling. Back outside in the Chyornyj Peschera cave entrance, you'll find the Gakko at the very end of the map in a crevice above the exit. The Kerotan, on the other hand, hides up on a ledge in a small alcove with mines in it. At Ponizovje South, you'll find the Gakko after walking through the tree tunnel on the eastern side. The Kerotan is also on the eastern side, but at the entrance to the tunnel. It's hard to miss. Taking the western passage out of Ponizovje South will take you to Ponizovje West, where you'll find the Gacko above the small armory at the northeastern corner of the arena. The Kerotan is chilling just below the dock underwater and in a drain. Heading back to Ponizovje South and into Ponizovje Warehouse exterior, look for the Gacko nestled at the base of the cliff on the western edge of the stage, just north of the easy-to-spot Kerotan. Inside the Ponizovje Warehouse, you'll find the Gacko atop a ventilation duct at the very top of the staircase. The Kerotan, on the other hand, rests atop a support beam near the ceiling. You should be able to snipe it from below. In Graniny Gorki South, climb the first tree you see. Straight ahead you'll spot the Gacko resting on another tree. The Kerotan is in a tree at the northern end of the arena. In Graniny Gorki Lab exterior outside walls, the Gacko overlooks the area from the main gate to the courtyard. The Kerotan is nestled between some trees on the western edge of the map. This area, Graniny Gorki Lab exterior inside walls, has another Gacko atop a lamppost on the western end. The Kerotan looks out from a window of the small eastern building. Inside the Graniny Lab, which has 2 floors, look for the Gacko in the little courtyard on the first floor, chilling above a window. The Kerotan is also on the first floor above some lockers. The Graniny Lab has 2 basement floors. In Graniny Lab B1 East, you'll find the Gacko above a bookshelf in the small office just before the jail cells. The Kerotan is in the very last cell at the end of the hallway. In Graniny Lab B1 West, look for the Gacko in the computer room in the southeast corner. The Kerotan is hard to miss in the break room before the computer room. After defeating the Fear and backtracking through the warehouse, you'll find the Gacko in Syvatogornyj South, directly northeast of the entrance hidden among the trees. The Kerotan is high up above the entrance itself. In Syvatogornyj West, look for the Gacko atop a tree trunk slightly northeast of the entrance. The Kerotan is found slightly northwest of the entrance. Before heading to fight the end in Sokrovenno, head to Syvatogornyj East from the northeast end of Syvatogornyj West. At the very back you'll find a building. To the east of it rests the Gacko up on some rocks, while the Kerotan is inside the building itself. After defeating the end, you can explore the 3 areas he appears in. Beginning with Sokrovenno South, look for the Gacko just east of the small concrete building and in the northwest corner of the map. The Kerotan is just behind that concrete building. Sokrovenno West features a stream running through it. At the north end of the stream, you'll find the Gacko. At the south end, the Kerotan awaits. In Sokrovenno North, you'll find the Gacko hidden up on the cliff just south of the exit from the area. The Kerotan is found hidden behind a tree near one of the exits to Sokrovenno South. Now in Krasnogorje Tunnel, you'll find the Gacko at the top of the ladder on a pipe before you move on to the next area. The Kerotan is near the entrance at the bottom of the ladder. Up on this set of rocks in the wide open area of Krasnogorje Mountain base, you'll find the Gacko. The Kerotan is up behind the cliffs to the north, taking in the view. On your way up Krasnogorje Mountainside, you'll find the Gacko hidden in a bush on your way up the path, while the Kerotan awaits near the exit atop one of the buildings. Look for the Gacko at the north end of the Krasnogorje Mountaintop area above a sheet of metal. The Kerotan is at the southeastern end in the corner. After some sultry scenes with Eva, don't head back inside just yet. In the Krasnogorje Mountaintop, behind Ruins area, whip out your sniper rifle and look down to find the Gacko among the rocks. The Kerotan is near the bottom of the closest radio tower. Inside the small Krasnogorje Mountaintop Ruins area, look for both the Gacko and Kerotan right above the exit back to the Krasnogorje Mountaintop. During your fight with the Fury in the Groznyj Grad underground tunnel, look for the Gacko hidden on the western edge of the map through this hole here. The Kerotan is chilling atop some pipes at the northern end. Note that once you trigger the Fury fight, you cannot backtrack to find missed collectibles, so make sure you got them all to this point before taking him on. After, you'll arrive in Grad Southwest. The Gacko here is up on the northwesternmost tank garage, while you can shoot the Kerotan between the doors of the middle garage on the eastern side. Heading clockwise into Grad Northwest, you'll find the Gacko atop one of the tanks. The Kerotan is harder to spot in the northwest corner atop the stairs that are out of bounds. Continuing clockwise, you'll find the Gacko in Grad Northeast on the corner of the fence near this watchtower. The Kerotan requires you to hop down into this hole in the northeastern corner and crawl through the gutter until you spot it. The Gacko in Grad Southeast is atop the loudspeaker tower at the southern end, while the Kerotan is chilling atop the torture room building. Both can be seen if you head up the stairs or climb the ladder to get up. Before leaving Grad Southeast, head into the Grad torture room. Look for the Gacko to the right of the entrance up on a shelf. The Kerotan is in the small office beneath the desk. Now heading into Grad Weapons Lab East Wing, you'll spot the Gacko hidden in the plants right beside the entrance. The Kerotan, on the other hand, is up the stairs in the office and locker area. Skipping along to the Grad Weapons Lab West Wing corridor, take out the guards and look out the window westward to find the Gacko in the windowsill of the neighboring building. The Kerotan is atop a loudspeaker tower to the south and slightly east. You won't find any more Gacko until you reach Tikhogornyj. At the massive waterfall near the end of the area, look for the Gacko just to the left of it. The Kerotan is back at the entrance where Snake wakes up. In Tikhogornyj behind Waterfall, look into the second storage area on the right to find the Gacko on some boxes. The Kerotan is in the room with the ladder exit up on some ventilation pipes. Warning, once you climb up the ladder, you can't return to Tikhogornyj without loading an old save. The Gacko in the Grad Weapons Lab main wing took me forever to find. Up on this walkway, look for the Gacko in the rafters to the northeast. The Kerotan is found to the east of the Shagohod, between some terminals. While fighting Volgin, you'll find the Gacko atop some electronic equipment in the western end of the Grad Weapons Lab main wing B1 area. The Kerotan, on the other hand, is up above the arena to the southeast. You can equip the Rykov mask to stun Volgin long enough to snipe both of them. For the following Gacko and Kerotan, you have to snipe them while aboard Eva's motorcycle, making them both hard to spot and hard to hit. There's also no maps to show you, so you're gonna have to pay close attention. If you miss one, you can quickly pause the game once you enter the next area to reload the previous autosave to try again before the new area overwrites the autosave. In the first motorcycle chase area, called simply Groznyj Grad, look for the Gacko up in a watchtower to the left of the skywalk right near the end of the area. The Kerotan is found in an earlier watchtower near the beginning of the area. In Groznyj Grad Runway South, Eva will stop the motorcycle in the center of some buildings. The Gacko is atop some cylindrical containers, while you'll find the Kerotan on a forklift to the left. There's two Groznyj Grad runway maps, and they're both bullshit. The first Gacko you'll spot on a marker labeled 11 on the right hand side while facing backward just before exiting the area to the next Groznyj Grad runway. If you miss it, immediately quit to the main menu and reload your autosave. For this Gacko, I kinda just spray and prayed to hit it. Likewise, the Kerotan is on marker number 7 on the same side and requires the same strategy to hit. On the next Groznyj Grad runway map, look for the Gacko on the right hand side while facing backward and the left hand side while facing forward on a roadside fence near marker 25. For this one, I aimed forward and sniped it when the Shagohod stopped firing rockets that otherwise interrupted my shot. The Kerotan is on the opposite side on marker number 18 near the start of the map. This one I also managed to snipe while facing forward. While sniping C3 at the Groznyj Grad rail bridge location, look across the map to the right of the bridge to find the Gacko hidden along the cliff face. Then, stand up to see the Kerotan down to the left on one of the bridge support beams. During the second half of the Shagohod and Volgin fight when Snake is on foot, Run to where the bridge collapsed to find the Gakko nearby below. You'll find the Kerotan up on the radio tower. The motorcycle chases aren't over yet. In Groznyj Grad Rail Bridge North, you'll find the Gakko near the first guard tower you come across on the front of a truck. The Kerotan is found shortly after that, in between some road blockers. Looking forward and to the left in Zaozyorje South, you'll spot the Gakko on a fallen tree branch near where the stage ends. The Kerotan is well before that point, in front of a black rock on the right-hand side while facing forward. Zaozyorje North is the last motorcycle chase stage, I promise. Watch for the Gakko off to the right in the river on some rocks while facing forward near the beginning of the stage. The Kerotan is on the left-hand side while facing forward just before the Gakko. At the fork in Zaozyorje West, take the path heading southwest. At the small bridge, look down to find both the Gakko and Kerotan below. In the wider area of Zaozyorje East, look for the Gakko directly west of the exit, and you'll find the Kerotan behind a tree at the fork in the road. Here we are, the final Gakko. In Rakovaj Bereg, look at the top of the trees. You'll find both the Gakko and Kerotan perched atop two of them. Shoot him quickly before the boss murders you. And that's all 64 Gakko and 64 Kerotan locations in Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. I'm never doing that again. If you prefer to check out this guide in written form, we have it and more over at GamerGuides.com proper. Otherwise, shoot us a like here if you appreciated all the effort I went through, and maybe even subscribe so we can continue on our quest to fulfill all your gaming needs here at GamerGuides.